Okay, week 19. Time just flies. So today, Monday, day one, I'm getting closer to spray foam. So I got to get some of that stuff done. Which means the chimney that's over here, it's in. It's a 6-inch chimney pipe, and it needs a box built around it that it doesn't have to be airtight or anything else. It just has to prevent the spray foam from getting next to the chimney. It needs to keep 2 inches all the way around that pipe. So I just need to fabricate a little box, that's not little, a box that's big enough to go around the chimney and tall enough to protect it, because there's 10 inches of spray foam that go on the underside of the roof, because it's an R40, so it's a lot of spray foam there. So we'll do that. The other thing is that I want to do is I'd like to cut the hole and get the electricity into the house, get the wiring in, get it up through the floor where it's going to go in the box. If I can do those two things today, I'll be happy, because today there's a heat advisory. It's supposed to be with a heat index of 105. Oh my God. And almost no breeze. So, we'll see what it turns out to be there. But if we get those two things done, then we'll call it a success. Yep. Here we go. Okay. End of day one. Got the electric run in. I swear that 200 amp line, as thick as it is, trying to negotiate it through that conduit. Dear God Almighty. I also survived the 105 that it was today, the heat index. Dear Lord. So I still need to drive the grounding rod and run the grounding line into the house, along with the telephone wire, internet. Yeah, whatever. So I'll do that tomorrow, because I forgot to pick up the little grommets, little bushings that go around the wire when it comes out, so it's waterproof and insect proof. So we'll go inside. Got the box built around the chimney. Can you even see that? Yep, there we go. Just to keep the insulation away from it, that space. Hello. Okay. And let's see. Got the electric in the building, distribution in. I haven't actually wired anything in yet, simply because I need to get I also forgot to pick up some oxidation paste to put on that. So the two things I said I wanted to do today, I actually did. Got those done, and I was pretty happy considering how freaking hot it was. So tomorrow we'll tackle another couple of projects. Once I clean out those little trees right here in front, so you can see down into the forest there, sitting on this deck is going to be nice. It's also a breeze out here. Anyway, that's it. Okay, day 2, Tuesday. Went and got some breakfast today. I had to make some plans to use my neighbor's skid steer tomorrow, because we still haven't got the alternator done on mine. Because I got to drill holes tomorrow for the deck and the porch. So I'm going to go rent an auger for the skid steer and do that. No sense doing it by hand when you've got a piece of equipment. Well, your neighbor has a piece of equipment, because yours still doesn't have an alternator. Anyway, I'm going to do that. Today I'm going to drive the grounding rod for the electric, get that in. That way the electric's all hooked up. And then I'll probably carry all the electric boxes and the supplies and everything, wire bundles and everything else down here. Start kind of laying that out. And then I need to clean up outside so I can actually lay out where the holes are going to be for the deck and the porch. So a little bit of that. At least it's not supposed to be as hot today, and just in the 80s. So a little bit helps. Here we go. Okay, end of day 2. So power's in, lined up there, one plug, the one on the right, just temporary. That wiring is not permanent. That's just so I have power down here, no more extension cords. And I went ahead and started putting outlet boxes and switch boxes in. So I had time to do that. Cleaned up outside, marked for holes. And yeah, that was it. Now, I've been going through the plans, putting all the outlets where they go. The other outlets, except for that one I broke right there, those are solar outlets. They have a completely different circuit, and they're run on the batteries and the solar that goes up. So there's a solar outlet in each room. Really doesn't have to be color coded or anything else, because if you plug a normal 110 something into the solar one, it just won't work, and you can't plug something bad into it. So anyway, got to go sit down for a few minutes. The kitchen area over here doesn't have outlet boxes in it yet, because I need to take a look at my cabinet measurements and make sure of my counter height and everything else, so I can put those in, and then the upper cabinets. So we'll do that. Yeah, called the AC guy today. Did I mention there's going to be an AC unit right here? Yes. Talked to him about sizing the unit for the place. He asked the usual questions, just preliminarily. I mean, he's going to have to come out and take a look, but just size of the place, insulation, windows, and that stuff. And after I went through and told him, you know, that the roof gets R40, the walls get R19, the quality of the windows and the doors and everything else, he's like, well, you won't need much of an air conditioner to begin with, or a heater. So we'll go from there and see what they suggest. Anyway, gonna go draw and take a look at cabinet heights and stuff, so I know where to put those outlets over here. And then tomorrow morning is gonna go pick up my neighbor's trailer, so I can go pick up the auger attachment for the skid steer. And since my skid steer is down, I'll just be using his anyway. So, okay, that's it. Oh, and it's still hot. Not as hot as yesterday, but it's hot. Okay, end of day 3, Wednesday. Got this delivered. Yeah, that makes it a little better. Got this delivered, concrete, used a whole bunch of it already. It's actually cheaper to buy the entire pallet than it was to buy the number of bags I actually needed. So, you know, what I don't use, I'll see if my neighbors need concrete. Also, that's the holes. This is the porch. I decided not to use the sonotubes. I'll show you that later. There's the holes for the porch. Back around on this side. There's no holes back here because they're filled. So these are the pylons for the columns that the deck will stand on. Yes, they're all different heights because I haven't cut them off yet. That's because I reached bedrock at different heights. So once I reached solid rock, there's no sense going any deeper than that. Matter of fact, I can't go any deeper than that, so we'll do that. Anyway, so I just dry packed them in concrete.
Much easier than trying to mix stuff and mess with that and everything else. It'll be fine. By the time I get around to tomorrow, I've still got to put a ledger board on here, figure out the height and everything else, do the measurements and everything else. Those will be solid by the time I get around to doing that. Plus, I'm going to go ahead and put the post in the front before I do all that too. So, anyway, that's the end of day 3. Eventually I have to come out here and pick up all my trash too. 21 bags of concrete, 6 posts. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Not so happy with that. Thank you for helping me. Nice machine sitting there while I lug 80-pound bags of concrete back and forth. So the Missouri gym membership is paid off once again. Get a tarp, cover that up, and call it a day. That's it.
Okay, day 4, Thursday. Got the back done. So this morning we're going to set posts here. And once we get the posts set here, then we can start determining our layout for the ledger board and putting it in so we can figure out the height of the deck and everything else. So there's a step down from the front door. Make sure that sorry, make sure that the wind and the rain doesn't blow into the house. So it needs to be a step down there, right? Okay, here we go.
Okay, end of day 4, Thursday. All the concrete is gone. Posts are in the front. So that concrete's got to set up. It's supposed to rain tonight, so that'll be just fine. Of course, I think now that I have a wonderful roof, I don't know if those are far enough back where they'll get rain on them anyway. We'll see. The porch ledger board is in. I got the height. So there's about a 2-inch step down, 1.5-inch step down from the subfloor height onto the porch. That way I don't have wind and or rain and snow blowing into the front door. And then one side of the joist hangers are attached, so I can put the supports in here and then put the joists in there. The girder. Put the girder on the post once I cut the post down. Okay, let's do this. We'll cut the post down, set the girder on top, and then put in the joist, and then put on the deck. Yeah, all that. So I decided to go with 1x8 for the girder. And because I did that, that means that I don't have any 1x8 for the back. So that'll give me, an excuse to go eat breakfast tomorrow. Go by and pick up some 1x8 and do that. This thing, got the alternator changed out. That took care of one problem. Now I've got another problem. The bucket won't disengage the parking brake. So the parking brake won't disengage, so the bucket will move. We'll see. It's not an issue right now, so I'm not really worried about it. And like I said, my neighbor, he's a John Deere guy, so he'll take a look at it when he gets around to it. I'm not really concerned with it because I don't need it right now. Let's see, what else? Stuck that out there. Just a piece of PVC concreted in the ground. That's going to be where the flagpole goes. And yeah, I think that's about it. I had the air conditioner guy come out and take a look at the air conditioning size. I was wondering what size I would need for this. After I told him how it was going to be insulated and everything, he said you won't need much, so we'll put a 2-ton unit in. And then he called me back today with a price. I think sometime between when he was here and he called me back, he smoked a lot of something because there's no way I'm giving him that much money. So anyway, I will install my own AC and we'll go from there. Anyway, that's the end of day 4, Thursday. It's supposed to rain, said that. We'll see how it goes. Pick up some lumber tomorrow. Even if it's raining, I can still work because I'm under the roof in the front and the back. So don't care so much about the rain anymore. Anyway, that's it. Okay, day 5, Friday. I got excited this morning, started work, forgot all about a video. So You see it rained last night. Actually, it's sprinkling now. It's raining now. But I don't care because we're under the roof. Nice and dry. You can see the line there. And it's dry over here. So those posts, I went ahead and cut those off all along here. It's amazing how, right against the wall is almost ground level. And then once we get out there, it's about 6 inches. So there's a little drop off. Get it away from the grading, away from the front door. I'll spin around this way. Can't do that. And do that. There we go. Okay. So then there's the joists that go out. And they'll hang over a little bit, which will be nice. We'll see how much of the hangover I actually do once we finish all this. And then maybe today we'll have a porch. We got to figure out stairs, how that's going to work into this process. But yeah, that's it. Okay. I'd say here we go, but we've already been going, so back at it. Okay, end of day 5, Friday. Ran out of material. I have to get a couple of pieces of 2x10 to finish, so we're going to call it a day. The porch basically done. Girders in here. The ledger boards there. All the joist hangers are there. Just got to hike over there. Get all the joists between all the mud in here and lay them in here. I think I'm going to fill in that hole back there and that. I'm going to put something on the front here so I don't end up with critters under the porch. But we'll do that. And I ran everything kind of long here because I'm not sure how I want the edge to look. And then we'll go around to the back. And the back, again, is almost the same. Got all the posts cut off. And got the ledger attached with all the joist hangers there. Started building the girder here. Ran out of material. So that's all just kind of barely stuck together. Not lined up or anything else. You can tell it's crooked there as a dog's hind leg. But got to get a couple more pieces of 2x10 to finish out this. 2 down here and 1 down there. And that'll make it. And then basically this side's done too. And then I can just lay in the joists and put the deck board on. Same thing. This is going to have something underneath it there so I don't end up with larger critters under there. Skunks. So we'll do something there. I'll probably put wire mesh in there first on the back side, and then cover it up with something else, or put it on the front side and cover it up with something else. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it. It's almost dinner time. Okay, day 6, Saturday. Went in and got some breakfast. Picked up the additional 2x10s that I needed, and now we're going to finish putting those in. I also got some wire mesh to go back behind this. I don't have animals and everything else trying to get in here, and we'll go from there. See how that works. So put that together and put the floor joist on. I also ordered last night I forgot the name of the chemical, but there's a chemical that when you hire termite companies to come in, they basically create a barrier around your house. They treat the dirt. It's the same stuff you just buy it now, and mix it with water and then pour it around the foundation of the house, create that barrier. I ordered that. That'll be here Wednesday, which means that when I put the deck boards on, I'll not attach the ones closest to the house right away. That way I can pull them up and pour that stuff behind there. So hopefully when we finish here, we'll have a deck and a porch today. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, end of day 6, Saturday. Whew, long hot day. So the back is done. The girder's done here. There's all of the joists. The mesh is in, so we don't get any visitors there. I need to either dump dirt back here or put some pins in, stake this to the ground, that way it didn't get pushed anywhere. We'll see what happens there. Carrying all these things is killing me. So there's all that. I'll walk you around and show you the front. Okay, here's the front. Kind of done. So all the joists are in permanently. You can see the mesh, the remnants of it here. That took a lot of time there because it's got to get up, and considering it's low to the ground, I had to get up in between here so I don't end up with things with animals. So the boards there I laid out. They're not screwed down yet. I just laid them out to get the design, make sure everything was good there. I'm happy about that, to make sure that I'm happy with the step down over here, and I am. And then I have to put the deck band around so it covers up those there. And now that I haven't put the deck boards down yet, when I put the band on, that's going to add some distance to this, so it'll move it out here a little bit. Right now the boards are like almost even with everything all the way down. Considering they haven't been screwed in, there's no spacing in there. I can put that in, they'll be just fine. But now I have to add, a 1/2-inch band on here, so the boards move out a little bit. So I'll start actually laying the deck from this side and going towards the wall, because when I get to the wall, there's a board, like that board I pulled out there. When I get to the wall, I'll cover it up with the siding that goes down on it. Also, I didn't want to screw these things down yet because I want to be able to take off the last 2 rows there so I can pour that termite protection down through there and do that. But yeah, that'll take care of everything right now. And then I need to trim that corner there for the deck to go in. And then once I do that, then these all get trimmed one time, where it's a nice straight line. Yep. So that's it. That's it for 6. Shortly I'll be able to sit out here on the deck. We'll figure out what I'm going to do as far as railings and everything else, but I'm not really worried about that right now. I mean, the roof is supported. The roof is supported by this wall, so this doesn't need any support whatsoever. So it doesn't make any difference if there's a post out here or not. So we'll get to that later. We get the back deck done, get the door, windows, and those 3 windows on the back and that door done, and I can do the electricity and get the foam done. And then we are cooking right along. That's it this week.